On the morning of Megan's death, which was August 28th, 2014, Megan sent her boss, James Sigler, a text message. The message read, Jerry, some serious blank is going on. My son's dad tried to kill me with a knife, and he threatened to finish me off. My son's dad came home last night, and he put a knife to my throat and told me he was going to blank kill me. Megan also sent Mr. Sigler another frantic text. He's going to come back and finish me off. What was Megan talking about, sir?
She was talking about the argument that we had. She lied to the police. She said I put a knife to her throat. Obviously, I didn't, because if I put a knife to her throat, there would have been some type of cut marks on her neck, which there wasn't. The only cut mark that there was on her finger when she tried to take the weapon out of my hand. And all I did was try to scare her with it. You know, if I would have tried to kill her, she would have been dead with a knife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there's a difference of trying to kill someone and scaring someone, and just she blew it way out of proportion. You know, she was trying to get me arrested. She was, upset. She was drunk. She just got back home from the bar, so she was still drunk from the bar, and she was very manipulating. You know, she could manipulate any man, any woman. You know what I mean? With her good looks, she could convince anyone, of her lies. So, for her to say something like that to the police, they just wrote it down and bought it.
Wow, that's deep. Now, I want you to go back, because now you said that Nicholas's ex-girlfriend, she's the one allegedly that came to you or sent someone with information to let you know about what was going on with Megan and Nicholas. Is that correct?
Yeah, his ex-girlfriend, Michelle Stinson, she called me, and actually I called her the first time when some random stranger came to my house with her phone number, and we spoke a few times, and she told me about everything that was going on between Megan and Nicholas Leonard.
That sounds like something that a scorned lover would do. There's an ex, be messy. And to be honest, I can honestly say that if this is the case, and she pretty much is the cause of why these 4 people was deceased, why wasn't she also charged with a crime? Do you know anything about that or not?
I think the officers just wanted to have their main person that they can seek the death penalty for. If they were going to try to charge her, they would have had to, seek probably death for her as well. So, for them to seek death for, her, I don't think that was something they were trying to, look into. And at that point, their main focus was on me. And, should they have looked further into it? Yeah, I do believe that they should have looked further into her involvement in the case, because at the time, the manipulation that was going on between Michelle Stinson, Megan Brown, and Nicholas Leonard had a lot to do with my mental state at that time when it all happened, leading up to it, the situation. So, I was under a lot of pressure, a lot of stress. And, at the time when these people tried to murder me, I went insane. Anybody under that much stress would go insane.
Okay.
I don't care what any doctor would say, especially in the state of Florida. I don't care what any doctor would say. These people are the reason for what happened. Not only did they try to murder me, but they were, they were puppeteers in this whole situation. They were pulling the strings and, making me lose it. They pushed me into a corner and ambushed me, and it had a lot to do with what led up to the situation and my mental state.
Okay. Now let's talk about your childhood a little bit, Mr. Matos.
Yeah.
I was reading that you were bullied on by classmates in school when you were a young boy coming up. Is that true, sir?
Yeah. Uh, there was times when I lived in New Jersey. There was a town that we lived in that there was a lot of racist people, and they would pick on minorities, blacks, Puerto Ricans, Indians, and they used to pick on me and my brother, and they would pick on these Indian kids that used to hang out together. And after school, me, my mom, and my brother witnessed these people bullying these Indian people, and we offered to give them a ride home. And racism is an ugly thing, and bullying is an ugly thing. And growing up in Philadelphia, that was something that we really didn't see too much. I mean, it happened, but not as much, because in Philadelphia there was, all types of races. But, we learned how to live together in harmony and live amongst each other in peace, through all the races, and there was that brotherly love within Philadelphia.
Okay. Now, at times, is it true, Mr. Matos, that your mother would leave you and your brother at home alone for 2 weeks at a time? Is that true, sir?
Yes.
How did you were young, how did you fend for yourself as far as cooking, eating, and stuff of that nature?
When we were young, we had to learn how to grow up quick and take care of ourselves. There was times when our babysitters would be intoxicated, drunk or high, and we would have to take care of ourselves. Whether it be cooking, or taking a bath, or anything like that. So there was times, when my mom would go on a vacation with her boyfriend at the time, and we had to take care of ourselves. We had to cook food and get ready for school. And there was times in Philadelphia when my mom had to go to work and she couldn't take me to school, and I had to take public transportation to school. At the age of I think it was 6, I was taking the SEPTA bus and train to get to school. So, at an early age, I had to learn how to grow up and just take care of myself and learn to do things.
Wow. So, at this point in your life, as you was growing up and it was hard for you coming up, right now, your son, do you worry about your son? Is your son in good health? Is he's being taken care of correctly? Because, as coming up, we don't want our children to live life the way that we did. We want life to be more simple and more easy for them. So we would go out and do whatever we had to do to make sure that they did not repeat that cycle. Well, I know that's exactly what I did for mine. So, right now, how do you feel about that, knowing that, you have no idea of what's going on with Tristan?
I worry about him every single day, every moment of every day. I worry about him. I dream about him every day, and I miss him more than anything. I love my son more than anything, and he's my world. And I worry about him every day. What is he doing? How's he doing in school? Or kids picking on him? Is he getting into fights at school? I worry about that type of stuff every day. But I have a lot of faith in God, and I have faith in the people who are taking care of him. I know that they treat him like a king, and he's in good hands. He's being cared for, and I can only hope and pray that they're teaching him to be a good man and do the right thing and get good grades in school. And I just hope, pray for the best, and I continue to worry about him. And although I don't have any contact with him, I know that he's in good hands, and I know he's being cared for and he's being loved. And I know Tristan is a good kid, and he's gonna be a good man when he grows up. I know that. In my heart, I know he's gonna be a good man.
Okay. Do you know who has custody of Tristan?
I believe it's his. I want to say his late grandmother's sister.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. So, Mr. Matos, you did escape the death penalty. Am I correct, sir?
Yes.
So, how many jurors held out on not wanting to sentence you to death?
Well, there was 12 jurors, and they had to vote on each individual count. So there was 4 counts of first-degree murder. So they had to vote on each individual count. The first 3 counts, they voted 10-2. 10 saying death, 2 saying life. On the last count, which was Margaret's, they voted 11-1. 11 people choosing death, 1 choosing life.
Okay. Because prosecutor Chris Labruzzo, he wanted the death penalty real bad in your case. Labruzzo stated the murders were especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel. Do you agree with him? Well, I'm quite sure you may agree with him on that, but did he look upset that he did not get the death penalty? And did the
Yeah,
families also look upset? Seem to be upset.
they were very upset and emotional when they didn't get the death penalty.
Wow. I mean, well, I don't understand. You're in prison for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're not getting out. What more do they want from you? They just wanted you to suffer as well, and to die. Well, I'm not gonna say suffer, but they just wanted you out of the way, and I guess that would make them feel better, and they have their revenge or their vengeance because you would be dead.
Right. Well, they didn't get the death penalty for a reason. I believe the jurors, when they went to, vote on those counts, they knew something wasn't right about the case. They knew there was missing pieces in the state side.
You have 1 minute remaining.
And I think deep down in their hearts, they didn't want to send an innocent man to death row. Even though I did what I did, I wasn't guilty of first-degree murder. It was self-defense. Stand your ground. These people were trying to kill me. I defended myself.
Okay.